everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm trying something new, so we are trying a new position today. You are in the portrait position and you can let me know if you like it or if you prefer the old way, which is a landscape. I have got the cat in the background, so you can see she's snoring. Okay, she's not going to make any snoring noises now that I've done that. So today we are going to be talking about two perfumes that do get compared to each other. We have 31 Rue Cambon by Chanel, and I have that on my left wrist. I've already sprayed it just now because I started filming and then I forgot what wrist I'd sprayed what on. And I had to stop filming and start again. So 31 Rue Cambon is definitely here on my left wrist, and notes are black pepper, bergamot, green notes, iris, ylang ylang, rose, patchouli, labdanum, and woody notes. Perfume is Jacques Polge, and it's an eau de parfum concentration, so it's the current formulation. And then on the other hand, I have one by MDCI, and that is called Promesse De L'Aube, and that means promise at dawn. Perfume is Francesca Bianchi, and this one came out around 2006, I believe. It came out when MDCI first started with their first fragrances that they released. And Promesse De L'Aube is here. And when I first tried Promesse De L'Aube, thank you to my friend Valentyna who actually sent me both of these samples. When I first tried Promesse De L'Aube, I felt like it was similar to Chanel's 31 Rue Cambon, despite the fact that I'd never read anything about it or heard anything about it. And then when I looked on Fragrantica, not sure what the cat's doing. When I looked on Fragrantica, some people had compared it to 31 Rue Cambon, but it also gets compared a little bit to Samsara, and I can see both comparisons, but it's definitely not the same perfume or even that similar. It just has some similar parts. So let's start with 31 Rue Cambon. So I find that the citrus notes, did I read you the notes to Promesse? I don't think I read you the notes to Promesse De L'Aube. I haven't done this for a while, okay? So the notes are bergamot, mandarin, lemon, ylang ylang, jasmine, sandalwood, vanilla, and tonka. So you got a few notes in common, the ylang ylang being one of them. Woody notes is the Chanel, whereas Promesse has sandalwood, but both are wood. So there you go. And then both have citruses as well. So there's some similarities. So when I tried Promesse, I did think, oh, it's a bit similar to 31 Rue Cambon. And then I actually find that they're not that similar once I try them side by side. So I can see why people make the comparison, but they're not really that similar. Promesse is softer, cleaner, less citrus. So 31 Rue Cambon, to me the citrusy notes are quite strong in the opening, and it's very rounded and smooth, so it's not really sharp and fresh. Rather, it's almost like a citrusy hard candy, a little bit like a lemon drop, I find. So like a sweet, very rounded and smooth citrusy note for the Rue Cambon, whereas on the Promesse is a softer citrus. It's really not that noticeable, just adds a little freshness to the composition. For me, the Promesse De L'Aube is a very musky perfume, a very clean musky perfume. There's no musk note listed. I would say that there is a lot of clean musk aroma chemicals in here and make it very soft and fluffy. It reminds me a little bit actually of Creed's Sublime Vanille, if you know that one, which is a citrus musk vanilla perfume. It's almost a bit laundry detergent-esque, which I actually really enjoy. It's one of those fragrances you wear to make you feel clean, and very approachable and soft and fluffy. And I get the same kind of feeling here with the Promesse. So yeah, but you do get a little bit of that sandalwood that does brings a texture, so it's not all just light, fluffy and soft and airy. It brings a little bit of a bite, but it's not particularly edgy or sharp. It just brings a little bite. The sandalwood is, it's not as strong as it is in Samsara. Samsara, the sandalwood is quite impactful. I'd say that it's definitely softened in this fragrance. And it's all, because it's all blended so lovely with all these fluffy musks, I think that's what keeps it soft and clean and very, very approachable. Whereas with the Rue Cambon has an iris note, and it's definitely really detectable from the very start, mixing in with the florals, mixing in with that citrusiness. I feel like 31 Rue Cambon is a more impactful fragrance. It's more characterful. It's more of a statement. It's not like a big, bold, in your face, audacious thing. It really isn't. But it just has, it's definitely stronger. It just is generally stronger. And then it has more robustness about it. So with both of them, you have ylang with, do we have jasmine in both? No. We don't have jasmine in both. So with Rue Cambon, the ylang mixes beautifully with that citrusiness. It adds a little a sweet, slightly exotic flavour, but it doesn't go beachy at all whatsoever. I don't really pick up on the rose too much. I feel like it's in there, but it's just not particularly a note that stands out. And when it dries down, Rue Cambon does go chypre-esque in that it does start to smell more like a chypre. There is no oak moss note listed, but I think there might be a teeny tiny bit in there. And it does go kind of that woody, dry, but slightly sweetened chypre dry down, but it is not a big, bold chypre. It's a very soft and subtle one. One of my favourite fragrances is Hera from Papillon. I think that's a chypre. I believe that would be a chypre. The dry down of that is not too chypre for me. So I'd kind of say it goes in that sort of ballpark. I mean, that's another one that's got iris and some different florals in it, jasmine. But yeah, I'd say it's more of a chypre in that direction. Although the Papillon does have some oak moss and you can detect it. I'd say it's less oak mossy than Papillon's Hera, but still it's got the labdanum that kind of sweetens it up, makes it slightly sticky sweet, but not sickly sweet or anything like that at all, but just as a gentle sweetness from that sticky labdanum. And I feel like you get something similar in the dry down of Rue Cambon. So yeah, I don't know that I ever really find the pepper. If I do, it's just it's not something I consciously register. I might just spray the opening of Rue Cambon again, just to see if I can find that pepper. Just a little tiny bit. So I don't know that I would ever find it. There is a spiciness to it, but I would have said the spiciness came from a bergamot, which there is bergamot. So I don't necessarily find the pepper, but there is a spiciness to the opening of Rue Cambon. So now back to Promesse De L'Aube. Promesse De L'Aube is just a very different thing. I mean, yes, they have some similarities, but when you put them side by side, they are very different. Promesse De L'Aube, I would say, is more cleaner, is less, there's less things to notice about it. It's more simple, a very clean lines kind of fragrance. Is just this gentle sandalwood, clean musk, just a hint of the floral, but the florals are very, very clean. Doesn't smell as exotic as the florals in Rue Cambon, and as I said, they're not that exotic in Rue Cambon either, but I would say that they are very, very well behaved, very soft, non-sexy, non-exotic florals. They're clean It's almost virgin on soapy. I think what I love about Promesse is its clean and its cleanness and its fluffy, clean muskiness. So it could be described as one of those your skin but better perfumes, but it has a bit more going for it than just a simple sort of, I don't know, iris, magnolia, musk type fragrance. It has a little more interest than that. But I'd say it's in that ballpark, the ballpark of Teinte de Neige from Villerenzi. Clean, musky. You've got clean skin. You've used beautiful body lotion. You have got some powder on. I would say both of these perfumes have a reasonable amount of powder. Promesse, more so. There's that powdery muskiness is quite strong. So Promesse is that you've got powder on, you've got body lotion on, your hair's been freshly washed, you are very clean but in a feminine fragranced kind of way. And it's a very beautiful fragrance. It's not neither of these are really groundbreaking, but I would say Promesse is less interesting than 31 Rue Cambon, but I still love it for its simplicity, and I am tempted to buy a bottle of Promesse. In actual fact, I've just ordered the sample set from MDCI. So MDCI, if you go on their website, you can see all the fragrances they have to offer, and they do a sample set, and you actually get 5 11ml bottles. They're not sprays, they're dabbers or whatever, but you can of course decant them to spray them. So you get 5 of your choice, plus you also get 3 5ml sprays, and it's to the UK it's €140 with the shipping. So it's not bad when you look at the price of their full bottles. They're not the cheapest brand, of course, but they've been going a little while, and they have a loyal following, and I do think they have a really good reputation for quality fragrances. I really rate Chypre Palatine. Chypre Palatine is by Bertrand Duchefort for MDCI, and it's an absolute masterpiece in my opinion. The dry down, the dry down is labdanum based, and it is amazing. It's stunning. So I do recommend checking out MDCI if you're like me and you're sick of all these new bullshit niche brands who are coming out with ambroxan bombs, amber max, sharp, woody, dry, scratchy aroma chemicals. Then I would say do check out MDCI, because I think they make really nice quality fragrances. I mean, I haven't smelt them all, so maybe there might be something in amongst their catalogue that I would say is crap. But for now, I haven't smelt anything bad from them, and I really enjoy this Promesse De L'Aube. It's beautiful in a very simplistic way, and Rue Cambon is probably, I prefer it, and it does make more of a statement, and it does have that really gorgeous iris note, which I love it for. They're different fragrances, they give me different things, and I could definitely own both quite happily and not feel like one is redundant, because one day I will feel like maybe I'm wearing a floaty dress in spring or summer and I want to smell clean and well put together, and I would wear Promesse De L'Aube. With Rue Cambon, I think I could wear that with a really smart outfit. I could wear it to the office, I could wear it to any sort of daytime event. I'd wear it formally, not that I do much formal stuff or any, but you see what I'm saying, they kind of have a different feel. I feel like Rue Cambon is just a little more dressed up and a little more of a statement, but I really do love them both, and they do have some similarities. So that's it really. I am done. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. If you wanted to support me, you can do. There's a link to a Ko-fi down in the description, and it's always really, really appreciated. You can like the video, and you can also subscribe, and I will leave you with my pussycat. There she is.